Hey everyone, this is Carlson Sandy Lee. Thank you so much for listening. We couldn't do this without the support of OnDiem. It's a national on-demand staffing platform for dental professionals.
You can earn PTO, you can get medical benefits, and you don't have to mess with those crazy 1099s. So check out OnDiem in our link below.
All right.
Okay?
I was up till like 4, dude. And I did it one time earlier this week, and I got so much stuff done because it was quiet. Everybody was asleep. The dogs were asleep. No one, it was dark.
Yeah.
And I sent off, I don't know, maybe 25 emails, like a crazy person.
That's a hashtag accomplished.
Yeah, no, I felt great. And then, I slept until about maybe 9 the next morning. But yeah, not today. Not today.
No, we have abilities.
So welcome.
Yes, episode 180.
Damn.
Definitely not prime. 10 goes into it. 9 goes into it. 90 goes into it. 2 goes into it.
I want to go into
5.
I want to be 180, 185. I have a long.
I would actually not be opposed to that right now.
I see what you're saying.
But anyway. Yeah.
So
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What do you think the worst medical procedure you've had has been?
Mine?
Not necessarily, and I'm not talking surgeries because you're asleep. I'm talking about things that you have done when you're awake. Because I've got a story.
I'll tell you right now, they were supposed to sedate me for it, and and I think someone said they didn't give you enough of whatever it is that puts you to sleep.
Yeah.
And I was awake when they put the stent in.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that sucked.
They go up through your femoral artery or whatever?
Well, they tried to go through my wrist.
Oh.
And they made it as far as like my bicep.
But that
because
due
the tenderness in nature of my dense muscle tissue. I don't know. It felt like something tore on the inside. And I go, God. And the guy goes, did that hurt? I'm like, yeah, really, really bad. So they pulled out, right? And they patched that. I had like an air Band-Aid on it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I had a patch with an inflatable wrist thing to hold it, because it was an artery. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. And then they went in through, ground zero, son. And I felt that whole thing. That thing sucked.
Ugh. Yeah, I
didn't feel the incision.
I think you got me
beat
when
they put it in, and I go, God.
I've been.
That sucked. I think it was more scary. I mean, it was uncomfortable and it hurt, but it was more scary because you're like, bro, if this thing goes sideways and they rip, oh Christ, and it was just, it was scary. You know what I'm saying? I was just freaking out. Yeah, but I had eye surgery as a kid. I don't really remember that, but I just remember having my eyes patched up, and this was the 70s, man. So who knows if they even did anything? All I know is that I needed glasses ever since. So thanks, 70s era eye medicine.
Yes.
And I always look stoned.
They just have like for suction.
Lazy... What's that?
I was going to say that they just have a shop vac and they tape it up to have a little suction, and that's how they did it in the 70s.
The what? The
suction for
the eyes.
Dental.
Just, the eye surgery. All of it.
Dental.
Yeah. A
everything.
Shop vac. I know. It was
anything you needed suction for, it was a shop vac.
Yeah. I was like 5 years old, dude, when I had an eye surgery.
It's rough when kids have to go through procedures.
Yeah, so it's left me with a couple scars.
Yeah.
How about you? Well, I know you've been through some shit too, man.
Yeah, but I think most of it's just blood draws, sticks. They did CAT scans where they had to poke me like 6 times because they couldn't get the vein or whatever. But yesterday, I've been having some trouble with plantar fasciitis. This is when you're getting old. You're like talking about all your ailments. But so I go into the foot doctor, and the inflammation is like
plantar fasciitis.
Yeah.
Bursitis. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, but I go in and
that,
yeah, bursitis. Yeah, I got it all. Anything situs.
Hilarious.
So I go in and he's checking the inflammation. It's still pretty bad. So he takes a needle that's probably about this long. I'd say what, 2.5? Well, that's 2.5. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe 2 inches long.
That looks like 6 from where I'm sitting.
Yeah. Well, you're a guy, so. So anyway, so he takes it was a 25 gauge, so it's not super crazy thick. So he takes the heel where you're going with this. Yeah, he takes the heel of my foot and goes into the side of it, buries the needle, and then he starts. It was a steroid shot, and he's like inserting it, and it stings and stuff. And I was like, I mean, it wasn't that bad, but the thought of it going into it, I was like, okay, I can do this. I had to pep talk myself, but it was a crazy just to. And I was like, you know how, because we have long needles, but we might insert them like 3/4 of the way, tops, you know. And he's like burying it in there. I'm like, yeah.
Oh yeah, down to the.
It's too early for that, hilt, Carlos.
You know. Excuse me. That reminds me. This episode is all about just horrible nonsense that we've been through.
Yeah, let's do horrible nonsense today.
All right, so this one, I don't know if I ever told you, but like in 2012, my left ankle, I was just hobbled. No injury, nothing happened, no fall, and I'm wondering if I don't have, I have vitiligo, right? So my autoimmune, that opens a door to a bunch of other autoimmune shit, right?
Right.
So,
yeah.
My thyroid's a little low, but it's other than that, I'm pretty much okay. But I get these weird, achy, jointy kind of things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this particular time, I was just hobbling, limping for like 6 weeks, man. And
That's
then
weird.
And then my ankle swole up. You know?
Yeah.
Not crazy, but it was puffy, like your ankle bones. Yeah. What are those called? The malleus, malleolus, whatever it is, the little ankle side humps, right? Smoothed over, cankles all day long, right?
Cankles.
You know?
Yeah.
I look like a pregnant woman in summertime. You know what I mean? It was just bad. And so I go to the doctor. I was like, Doc, I can't. This is killing me, bro. He's like, I go, it's starting to come down, but what happened? He goes, well, we're going to take some fluid out. That's what he mean. He goes, we're going to stick a needle in and suck some. He goes, don't worry, it's not going to hurt. I'm like, yeah, it is. You know what I mean? But let's go, you know?
Yeah, don't lie to me,
so
sir.
He sprays some ice cold stuff like on the front part of my foot. You know, the part where it bends like right at the top part of the thing. And dude went in there and same thing. He just, you could feel it going through all the little heart tissues, whatever. And he sucks some stuff out, right? He goes, I'll be right back. So he does the little lab thing in the back. He goes, we're looking for gout crystals or something weird. He goes, dude, it's clear. No blood, no nothing. And I'm like, what the hell's going on, man? And they never figured out what it was.
Weird.
Yeah. And then I had a Band-Aid because it was bleeding a little bit. And I was like, oh, this sucks, you know? But that was weird. That was a weird feeling.
Yeah.
Having that go into your ankle. You know what I'm saying? Like, and into the, what is that, synovial fluid, right? Am I going back to A&P?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
25
That's the
years ago?
little
30
in
years
between
ago,
the joints that lubricates them.
So he took a little, a little hit of that fluid. And tested it. And, it was clear. So they thought it was gout, but it wasn't. Yeah. So I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
You ever have something that couldn't figure out what it was?
I mean, the obvious was the infertility stuff, but that's, they never did, they had no reason for that to occur. So, but now I know why it's not happening, because I don't have a uterus. So there's that.
It's like you don't have to play baseball. You don't have a glove or a bat, so.
Exactly. Yeah, you're going to have a hard time.
You need the tools, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Yeah.
Success is not in your future. But no, not really. But speaking of that, I have some, not so great news. But little Miss Sasha, the cat that has been plaguing our podcast.
Yeah.
We lost her.
I feel guilty.
No, don't. Damn cat, get out of here. Yeah. No, so what happened was last week we noticed that her abdomen started bulging a little bit, and I was like,
"Man, sorry, did she just?" Man, I am so sorry.
I know it sucks. It's really sad.
You didn't tell me anything. I thought I saw something on Facebook, and I forgot to ask you about it.
Yeah, I put it on lighthearted because I was like trying to get information about what he thought it was and what to do about it and stuff. So, well, here's the story. So she started getting this big abdomen, and I was like, man, did she get into the food or something? So, you give it a couple days, and then she started kind of laying around a little bit more, and I was like, that's just not her. So, I went ahead and told John, I said, take her to the vet, see what he says. And his first reaction was that it's FIP, which is feline infectious peritonitis, which is just a fluid, like a collection of fluid, either in the chest or the abdomen. And she had it in the abdomen. So he gave me some medication that was supposed to reduce the fluid, because he said he took a sample and it looked clear, so he thought doing this and steroids would help. We gave it a few days of that, and I was like, she is just not getting better, she's getting worse. Like, she was just laying around a lot more. So I talked to somebody there's a specialist up in St. Louis. It's almost always fatal. That was the thing. But there was this doctor, this specialist, that had some regimen that was working.
It just happens?
Yeah, he said that she was probably a carrier from when she was a kitten, and it just flared up, which I don't know.
I never even heard of something like that. That sounds like the most random thing in the world.
It's horrible. Yeah. And I had never heard of it either, so I Googled it, Dr. Google, to find out, what the deal was. So I started talking to this lady who her cat was going through the program and was thriving. Like, almost back to normal. It was an 84-day program. You had to give her daily shots, and it was going to cost almost $4,000. So we were debating on doing that. So I said, okay, well, first I think what I'm going to do is have him drain the fluid so as she's more comfortable, because it puts pressure on all the other organs. Thursday, John took her in, went back to work. They were going to test for feline leukemia before doing anything. And I said, if that test is negative, don't worry about calling me. Just do what you got to do. Well, he called me at lunchtime, and he goes, I went ahead and started draining it. He goes, but I had to stop. It was all infection. He said it was like a draining abscess. It was just white. Man. And it was just
gross.
Her whole abdomen was full of that. And he said, the fat tissue was starting to become necrotic. It was like, and so he goes, I had to stop. She's still on the table. He goes, I recommend just putting her down, because the quality of life is not going to be good. And this is the worst case he's seen in 30 years. And I lost it. I'm like bawling at work, like over a cat. Freaking stupid cat. But dude, I said,
you love these things like kids, man, and it's never easy losing a damn. And you just went through something not too long ago, and
I know, with Max, and I'm like, what the hell? I'm like,
dude.
We have terrible, terrible luck with cats, and I don't know. I let my guard down and became very attached to Sasha. And she slept with me in the RV. Like, she lived with us in the RV, and, and then she was always just wanting to be around me, and she was super sweet. So I'm really, really sad about losing her. And I don't know, like, this discussion now turns to, after these last 3 dogs, cross the Rainbow Bridge, are we going to have more pets? And I'm like, I don't know if I could live without a furry little creature in the house. You know what I mean?
Know. My wife's the same way. She couldn't,
They're just so loving and giving, and I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I have a killer in the house now. A certified assassin. And
it's not me?
Well, you're not the only one.
Yeah, okay.
The other night, I'm upstairs and I hear just all hell breaking loose outside.
Yeah.
And my wife goes, Carlos, Butter killed something.
Whoops.
So I go outside. My son's outside with a flashlight. I go all the way to the end of the yard, and he's got a flashlight, and he's looking at it. He goes, dude, he mangled this baby possum. You know what I'm saying? Mangled it all up, right? And it was hanging on. So we put it out of its misery, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
And buried him out in the woods. And you know, and this was later in the evening, and my daughter-in-law is on there freaking out, and I'm like, go, don't even look, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now she's freaking out, you know, and then she comes in, of course, and I go, she's gonna tell mom, right? And my son's like, dude, I know. So the girls are all upset. My wife's kind of like upset at Butter, and I'm like, he's a dog. That's what dogs do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Parker, he's a schnauzer. He's bred for finding rodents and varmints and whatever you want to call them, and dogs shake them.
Yeah.
You know, to break their necks, to break their backs, whatever.
This thing was
and
mangled.
Kills them.
Anyway.
That's yeah.
So this thing was barely hanging out, so we just finished it off. Anyway.
Right.
What's the moral story? So I go to bed, all right? All the excitement's dying down. She's already in bed, and I get in there, and my side, I sense some dampness coming from my blanket, right? I go, why is this wet? What's going on? You know,
it's never like, good when you have to say that.
You know
why is this wet?
And it wasn't wet, but there was wet spots on it, right?
Right.
And I'm like, was somebody up here, one of the dogs licking themselves? Hey, did you spill something? What happened? She goes,
yeah.
Well, I had a drink. And I go, well, did you spill the drink? She's like, I don't know. And I'm like, why would you even mention it? You know? So I'm just tired. You know what I mean? I'm ready to shut it down.
Yeah.
Clean. I got the CPAP warming up. I got this brushed floss. I'm ready to crash, right? And I get in bed, and I was like, well, I can't sleep like this, right? So I kicked it off. I threw it on the floor, and I get up to grab another blanket. As I get up to get another blanket, I look down, and it looks like, and I'm not trying to be gross, a tube-like vomit thing of what appears to be a chewed-up baby possum. You know what I mean?
Oh, so the dog probably ate part of it.
Oh, my God. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I was laying in bed with this damn thing. You know what I mean? It probably ate its sibling.
Yeah.
And couldn't eat another one, and then just mangled it, you know?
Oh, my gosh.
So I'm I'm grossed out. I grab a tissue. I clean up. We change the sheets, and my wife, she thinks it's funny. So I jump in the shower, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to sleep downstairs. I was so pissed off. I couldn't sleep, you know what I mean? So now it's like 3, 4 in the morning, and I finally pass out. But, dude, I was like, these damn dogs, you know what I mean? And then he's trying to be all cute and snuggly. I'm like, get out of here, psychopath assassin.
You were nose deep in a dead animal.
Oh, my God, man. It touched my thigh, dude. It was so gross, man.
Oh, sorry. Are you going to be mad at me if I laugh?
No, it's funny, but it's gross.
Oh, jeez.
So I'm like, it's too late for all this. It's just too late. You know what I mean?
Right. This is bedtime. This is not changing sheets.
But it's 1 o'clock.
Taking showers.
And I'm like, dude, and I know this sounds like a stupid problem to have. And it's funny now, but I was pretty annoyed at the time. But, you know, that's what happens when you own stupid dogs, you know. But in his defense.
And cats, they bring in all these dead things too. Yeah.
We have a fence, you know?
Yeah.
These things crawled into the yard, and you don't smell 3 dogs? That's just stupidity on your part.
They didn't know it was a death trap, did they?
Well, I hear him going off one night, and I look outside with a flashlight, and I had a pistol on me. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And I thought maybe he saw somebody in the woods, and it's too dark, and that's private. You're not supposed to be back there.
Right.
And I shine. I'm looking around, and I see the eyes light up. There's a possum about 12 feet up, and he's just kind of looking at me like, yo, what's up, man? What's wrong with your dog? And I'm like, stay on that tree, bro. Don't come in here.
Yep.
You know what I mean? If
don't come in here.
I can't help you, son. You know what I mean? And possums are creepy.
They are. They just look like giant rats.
I know they eat ticks and bugs and snakes and just small stuff like that. I get it, man. I get it. You know, ecology and, you know, the world, the natural world, and everything has this space. Yeah. But damn, that is a creepy ass animal, bro. You know, I'm glad they're nocturnal because them sons of bitches are ugly, you know?
I wish
you seen the teeth,
you know, the useful. Oh yeah. They are looking. Like razor sharp. You know, I get they're ugly. They're ugly.
You ever see that thing on Animal Planet where the guy goes to rescue pets? Not rescue pets, to get pests out of people's houses. Yeah. Snakes and whatever, birds, whatever gets in this guy's house. This lady called and had, like, you know, those cabinets you have in your garage, right? Like for tools or whatever, right? And she's like, there's something in there. So the dude put on these gauntlet leather gloves that went up to like his arms. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And he looks, he's like, oh, it's a possum. That's a big one. And he grabs the son of a gun and he's just like, and I'm like, I'm not messing with a possum. If I see one, I'm shooting him in the face, dude. You know what I mean? I'm not touching that damn thing. You know what I mean? It's creepy looking. Yeah. I had a buddy of mine. I was maybe
That's
20.
That's a job.
Yeah. And he lived out in the woods and he had a little girl. You know, she's maybe 30 now, 33. I don't know. She's an adult, a grown adult woman. But when she was a baby, this possum snuck into their yard in the middle of the day.
Oh, I think those are sick ones. Like there's something wrong with them.
Something's up. Yeah, because he's out in the middle of the day, and that's not good, you know? Right. So, and we grew up in Jersey, so we're afraid of rats, you know? Yeah. And he's like, dude. And I happened to be visiting that day, right? Yeah. And he goes, dude, you gotta help me kill this thing. I'm like, I'm not touching that damn thing, bro. He's like, come on, bro. I go, dude, it's your house. You kill it, you know? Yeah. So he went and got a 22, and this thing was like, I don't know, 5 feet away. So he shot it like right through the back, killed it. I mean, something was wrong with this thing because possums are nocturnal. It's not supposed to be out at 1 PM, you know?
Same with raccoons generally,
So we put it down, and then he goes, all right, can you help me get it out? I was like, dude, again, this is your house. So we grabbed, we're such sissies, right? That's how you know we're not country boys, right? Yeah. So he got a garbage bag and his wife's dishwashing gloves, right? So I grabbed the tongs, the fireplace tongs. Yeah. And I grabbed this thing, dude, and it had to weigh 5-6 pounds. It was the meatiest.
Oh, yeah.
Biggest. So, I mean, he was just... And we took it down to the dumpster. But I don't know, is that illegal? Are you supposed to kill possums? You know?
I have no idea. I run them over all the time. Well, no, I haven't run them over, but... people do. So let me ask you this, though. If you were on a desert island and that was the only food source, would you eat it?
Damn. All right, as long as... can you eat them is the question. But I've heard of people eating possums.
Yeah, possum soup. No, I don't know.
Is that a thing? I want to... My brain can't wrap around that.
They ate rats, like on Survivor or whatever.
Yeah, so but those are rats that ate rice.
Possum.
They grew up on
That's
rice,
a 2-person meal.
And they're like healthy rats, if that makes sense. I saw a dude eat a damn... All right, listen to this shit. They're a delicacy for most people. For most people, I don't think so. In the southern states of America, Australia, African and Asian countries. Possums
I would debate the most...
Eat daily.
Most
but
people
you can make amazing treats for special occasions. They require tip-top cleaning and are edible in a ton of ways. That is the craziest thing I've ever heard.
Possum stew. Carlos, let's do it. Oh, it just grosses me out.
I read somewhere. I did some research after them. They say that they're pretty clean because they eat a bunch of I guess it's like eating a crab. They're scavengers. You know what I mean? And crab cakes are delicious.
Bottom feeders. They are.
You know?
And don't knock it till you try it, I guess.
I think all right, I'll give you this. If I went someplace and this was professionally prepared by somebody who knew what the hell they were doing. Yeah. I would try it. I'm not saying I want a whole plate of it, but if it's a safe thing,
don't tell me. I'll try anything. Tell me later. tell me later.
I know. I think I'd be mad if it happened afterwards. I want to know. All right, so let me just analyze the flavor profile.
If you go into it knowing that they are going to prepare something for you, and it could be any of these things, then you can't complain. I would do that. Maybe we should start a restaurant that is surprise. It's
I got a story on that.
Okay.
I saw real quick in Puerto Rico, where my people are from, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was thinking the other day, I'm like, how? I looked at my DNA again, right? Because it said I have another hit, and it had my from a census form from like 1904 or something like that. Was it 1914? Something like 100 years ago, and it had my great grandmom on there, and it had my grandmother listed when she was like 13 or 14 years old. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's cool.
Her name was Claudia. And my great-grandmother's name is Mercedes. And that's my mother's name. And that's why they got my mom's name. And I thought they named my mom after a car or, you know, but no. But it was a old school name.
Look, I blend into the background, don't I? Because I'm really white.
No, well, yeah, you are pretty white. But that's kind of like an unnatural, not alive color. White, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
anyway, sorry, I just noticed that as I was looking. I was like, man, if I took everything off, I'd blend in.
An iguana explosion, as far as the infestation of like Cuban iguanas, you know what I'm saying? And they were in Gitmo when I was stationed out there with my wife, you know, and so somehow they got released, and there's thousands of these things on the island, but they climb trees, and people are shooting them with BB guns, and you can eat these things.
I've heard that before. Yep.
And they're calling it tree chicken. Dude, that looks nothing like it. But then I hear from an evolutionary standpoint that all birds evolved from dinosaurs. And if you look at a chicken, bro, it kind of looks like a little velociraptor, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Anyway, you know, take all the feathers off. That's a damn dinosaur, bro. Inedible, delicious dinosaur. You know?
Sure.
Anyway, so there's a restaurant, and there's several of them that have taken and they know how to prepare them and make sure there's no salmonella or whatever. And he's like, this is fricassee, and this is, you know, iguana and dumplings. Yeah. And
I would do it.
Fried iguana, you know? and they had a group of people.
I would try it.
They were all testing different, and they were getting down, and it looked like really nice white meat. It looked like chicken, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And then I was like, that
tree chicken.
I can get down with something like that. You know what I mean?
Right. You know, and that's what I'm saying. So you go to a restaurant and you have a choice. It's either an iguana. It could be just chicken and pork and beef, but it could be rattlesnake. It could be possum. Could be raccoon. Could be crow, because you know they make crow soup.
I don't want to hear that, dude. I heard crows are gross, bro.
But you don't know. I mean, they're gross animals, yeah. But the point is, you don't know what you're eating. You know what it could be. And you went into this knowing that you might have the best meal of your life and then puke it up later because it was possum or something.
That sounds horrible, man.
I would do it. Because as long as I don't think about it, my mind ruins meals sometimes. I'm like, oh, shoot, what is that? What is that in there? Does this look like a...
When you and John ever come out, right, and we want to blow maybe $300 on a meal.
Sure.
And he's a food guy too, right?
He is. Okay. Big time.
So there's this place. I went with some comedy buddies of mine. Mm-hmm. And this is a fancy place. No one told me to wear a jacket or a shirt. Or I went.
Oh, it's scrubs. That kind of place.
You know what I mean?
You went in scrubs?
A buddy of mine went with a denim jacket and jeans. Mm. Another dude, jeans and a t-shirt. Ooh. And the other guy looked like he had like a little button-down polo from his, you know, where he worked at. Right. And we meet there. And I didn't want to go. And it was like, you know, this is a couple, maybe 3-4 years ago, really. And I didn't want to go because it was on the other side of town. And I was like, I got to eat dinner. And then he goes, you buy your entree, I'll buy all the appetizers and dessert. And I'm like, all right, let's go. So I go over there. And he said, listen, I want you guys to try all this stuff, right? So we have peppercorn crusted kangaroo.
Oh.
Oysters, mussels, smoked salmon.
Okay.
Not that big a deal, right? But the kangaroo, we tried it, and it was a little gamey, maybe like venison. It had duck and beef burger. That's kind of interesting, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know. It seems like they had a little bit more exotic stuff last time.
Maybe COVID. They can't get it. No possum.
I'm wondering, but I mean, they
no
had
raccoon.
all kinds of cool stuff. No raccoon, but I remember they definitely don't have the same amount of options. But I remember the kangaroo, and I was like, it came in like 4 little pieces, and there's 4 of us, so everybody grabbed a piece, and I was like, it's not bad, dude. And I always knew, in my heart of hearts, that kangaroos are freaking delicious, bro. Because nothing with thighs that big is not edible. I mean, you ever seen a damn kangaroo, bro?
They say that they look like people because when they stand up, and I've seen like their musculature, like they look like a dude that's been working out all night.
They look like giant rabbits that they just mutated into a damn
humanoid.
Yeah. What, did you see the one with the it's kind of funny. A big ass kangaroo had a dude's dog in a headlock. The dog had a hunting collar on it.
Yes,
and he had him like in a side headlock. And he's holding on to him, and then the dog's trying to squirm away, and the kangaroo's like, "Oh yeah, I got you now, son. You coming out here and chasing my people? You're going to sleep." So the man jumps out of the Jeep and he runs over to the thing, and he kind of squares up, and the kangaroo lets go of the dog, and the kangaroo's like, "What's up?" And the dude punches the kangaroo in the face, and the kangaroo looked at him like, "I'd have kicked this shit out of you, bro.
Did you just do that?
I'd have kicked you across the desert.
I've seen that. Ugh.
And if those things lean back on their tail and kick out, it's over.
Ugh.
You're going to be eviscerated right there and there. Can you imagine getting thumped in the chest by something like that, dude?
Done.
All I'm saying, if you can hop a 200-pound body at 35 miles an hour, it's going to kick right through your chest, man.
Yeah. Your heart went that way while your body flopped on the ground.
Literally up your spine,
yes. We better kind of reel this in and get ready to shut down.
What was the point of this episode? Because all we did was just,
I think it was just animals.
Babble about our ailments and
what you're gonna eat, what you're not gonna eat, what you're gonna fight, what you're not gonna fight.
So would you eat an iguana? I guess bottom line.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm not scared of no iguana.
I'm still on the fence on possums, bro, because I got this whole rat thing, man. You know what I mean?
It is. And that's why I say if you don't tell me and I try it and I like it, and then later you go, oh, by the way, that was possum. Don't tell me right away. Tell me tomorrow. Otherwise I might just go, ugh.
After you digested it, right?
Right. Give me some time to digest it all, get it out of my system, and then tell me what it was. Ugh. Oh, it's so gross. But I want to dedicate this episode to Sasha in her memory because she was an awesome part of the show for such a short time, and she was just so sweet. And I just loved how she was just in the way all the freaking time.
And it wasn't.
Yes.
And it wasn't her walking through, but you would just. Oh, you know what I mean?
She was so distracting.
You start loving on her and stuff. I'm like, dude, we're in the middle of the story, and
I know
I kind of feel guilty. And I'm so sorry about your cat there, man. That sucks,
sad.
Man.
It does.
Yeah,
but
I'm sorry.
I think eventually, I might be able to talk John into getting another Maine Coon because their breed is supposed to be loving and affectionate like that. So, and if another cat is anything like Sasha, I know I'll just fall in love. So, we'll see, but.
All right. I want to end with a joke from my friend Jeremy Hotz. Right?
Okay.
And has to do with cats. He has a little long-haired Chihuahua named Shaq. Right.
Nice.
Shackleton is the dog's name, right? And Jeremy Hotz is a super interesting dude and just funny as hell, and I love working with him, right?
Yeah.
So his joke goes, he goes, You got to find something to love. You got a little dog or a little cat. Everybody, dog people and people go, yeah. He goes, cat people. He's like, I prefer dogs, but whatever. He goes, cats are interesting. He goes, because cats act like they walk around your house like they pay the mortgage. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Goes, and then when you call them, they look around the corner to see if the coast is clear, and they're blinking at you, right? He goes, and then if they do come, they come halfway.
They do.
Turn around and walk the other way, and they flip you off. They lift their tail and flip you off with their hole. He's like, don't show me your hole, you ungrateful animal. He goes, you were homeless 2 weeks ago, you miserable creature.
Yeah.
You were homeless 2 weeks ago. Now you walk around here like you pay the mortgage, and I'm leaving stuff out of it, but it's the flip me off with this whole part that makes me laugh. It's so stupid, but I can't do cats, but I'm allergic to them. Mm-hmm. But I get it. You gotta love something. Even Butter, who's an assassin, an official assassin now. We still love him, and
just don't cross him though.
No,
don't cross him.
I slept with.
You might wake up with more wetness and dead things in your bed.
So gross. I slept with a neck thing with a scarf just in case,
Oh, that's probably a good idea.
So you wouldn't rip my neck out. All right. Stupid animals. Oh, real quick. I bought a tech upgrade. Boom. Right here.
A little black box?
A little black box. You know what's in that little black box? Wireless microphone, son. And a receiver. I don't know if you can see that. Anyway, that receiver connects to the phone, and we can have the mics on and walk anywhere you want, and it'll stream back to the phone and capture the audio.
That'll be nice, because at the dental festival in July, it'll be nice to be up moving around and stuff, because before we were tethered to our booth. So
and that's so much more stuff to carry. And boom, right here, dude. I'm so excited to try it.
All right, yep. Let's wrap it up. Episode 180, basically about animals and death. So and food.
Yeah, pretty much. And a couple crazy stories. All right, guys. 180. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you around.
Yeah. Go find us on our social medias. We're everywhere. Off your Flosser. And then also consider going to the dental festival July 6th through 9th. Is that right? In Nashville?
10th. Yes.
10th. Okay. We'll be there. Come say hi.
It's going to be a fun show. And then a lot of people don't realize on Sunday it's a extra day. And it's the black tie is Saturday night. And then Sunday, it's a Sunday Fun Day at Tootsie's in Nashville. Check it out online. Tootsie's. We rented the whole place out. Free food, booze. And I think there's going to be music. I'm sure there's going to be music. We're not going to just walk around a damn music venue.
Just talking.
Last time we were there was like a Led Zeppelin cover band. I don't know if they were a Led Zeppelin cover band, but they were playing all kinds of rock hits, and they were amazing. Yeah, so that's cool. I don't know who they were, but they were awesome. So please come check it out. TheDentalFestival.com. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Zadie.
All right.
Take care. Sorry about your cat, man. And have a great weekend. 180.
Yep.
Go floss yourselves.
Yep. Go floss yourselves, people.
Boom. Take care. Bye.